Hey guys, John here, and I wanted to take a minute, share a little behind the scenes thing with you guys, my Patreon supporters, and I want to talk about the first episode of the John Campea Show from the new studio, which I can't even put into words how satisfying it is to put in that much work on something. Because you guys know I've been working a lot to get, I'm not just talking about getting the John Campea channel, but I mean, I've been talking for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's been a while about the new place and the new studio, and to work as hard as Ray did, as fact checker Jonathan did, as I did, to get that thing up and ready, and then to do the show. And I'm not going to mince words. I was thrilled with the first episode. I was absolutely thrilled. I just, when you work as hard as the guys do, and I put in a lot of work too, to be able to, we like to think we make a pretty good show with the John Campea Show, but I'm never happy with good enough. I always want to make it better, whether it's me becoming a better, host, whether it's doing things technically better, whether it's giving, finding new ways to present information that's valuable to my viewers or whatever. And to see that show was it's the best looking show I've ever put together. I think that show looks better than any movie talk I ever created, any Lionsgate show I ever created, any, the show I made for Go 90. I honestly think that first episode of the John Campea Show is the best looking episode we've ever done. Now, there were a couple of technical problems. I fully expected problems with our first episode, but one was the volume was low. Which was really weird because in the control room, it seemed like the volume was good. And it wasn't until, it was streaming live on YouTube that we realized that the volume was kind of low. So we're going to fix that. That's an easy fix. My camera shot, I found I was a little too brightly lit. It was weird because in the monitor we were looking at it, it didn't look that way. But when it came across on YouTube, it did. So we're going to fix that. So those are the two main, and also Courtney needs a little bit more light is something that we found, is that Courtney needs more light than what we gave her. So we're going to give her a little bit more light. So a couple of suggestions that I've gotten from people, one or two we're going to do, one or two we're not going to do. First of all, there was a suggestion from a bunch of people saying Courtney should read the live questions as well. Absolutely, she should. The problem was, there are so many little technical things that need to be done in order just to make that happen, that we said, you know what, let's take one step at a time. Let's just do this without her reading the questions for the first show or two. But she is going to be reading the live questions here pretty soon. So that's going to happen because, the main reason, there were two main reasons I wanted to get a co-host. Not a co-commentator, a co-host, but I'll get to that in a second. There are two main reasons. One, I really wanted somebody with a journalism background that could write and produce and do the movie news feed, because I know a lot of you guys love the new movie news feed, and I love putting as much information on the show as possible, and I just didn't have the time to do. There's just not enough time in a day for me to do all the other stuff on the show and get a good movie news feed put together. And I was really lucky to find Courtney, who I think she crushed it. I think she did a great job with her first episode of the movie news feed. I learned a lot from it, and I know she's just going to get better and better at it. The second reason I really needed a co-host, again, not a co-commentator, a co-host, was because for those of you guys who watch my behind the scenes stuff, one of my big struggles, one of the struggles about doing the show alone is that, hey, I could do an hour-long show with other people, and I'm only actually talking 20 minutes or 25 minutes in an hour-long show because there's other people talking. When you're doing an hour-long show by yourself, you are talking nonstop, an hour straight, no breaks, no nothing. And people wonder, John, why do you drink when you're doing your show? That's not professional. Well, because I'm trying to talk for an hour straight. And quite often when I was doing open mic too, I would do like an hour and 15-minute straight talking in the morning and about an hour to an hour and a half straight talking in the afternoon too. And I really, really wanted to find somebody who was a good presenter, who could even give me those momentary breaks, somebody else to read the email questions, somebody else to read the live questions coming in. Because it may not sound like much, but just having those momentary 5, 10, 15, 20-second breaks here and there where I can stop talking, take a drink off camera, all that kind of stuff. I was really looking for that. So the two things I was looking for, somebody who could write and produce and present movie news feed, and somebody who could read the questions. And I think she's done great with that. So yes, she will be reading the live questions by the end of this coming week. So I don't think she'll read the live questions on the Monday show, but maybe the Tuesday or Wednesday show, and then she'll be doing that moving forward. Another suggestion that we are going to take was some people wanted to see the live questions on the screen like I did them here at my place. Again, always planned on doing that. It's just that was yet another technical thing that had to be set up. And we just said, let's just start where we're here. Then we'll add Courtney reading the questions. Then we'll add putting the question on the screen. So we are taking that suggestion. We are going to be putting those pictures on the screen, or those the live questions. You will see them on the screen. Those are coming. The one suggestion I heard from a lot of people that I am not going to do, because I've done this professionally for a lot of years, and I've done it both ways, and I know what works and what doesn't work. A lot of people suggesting, put Courtney on the desk with you. No, that's a terrible idea. Because again, I went out and got Courtney to be a co-host, not a co-commentator. Her job is to write and produce and present the movie news feed, to bring that great package of information to the show, which I could not do, and to give me those momentary breaks by reading off the topics. To put her at the desk would be very awkward because she's not a commentator. You know, being a skilled journalist and writer and whatever is different from being a commentator, a conversational commentator on film, and that's not what she is. That's not what I hired her to be, and that's not her strength. I want to put her in a position to play to her strengths. So if I put her on the desk, then for most of the show, you would just see her sitting at the desk, sitting there, not doing anything. To me, that's really super awkward and dumb. So no, we will not be putting Courtney at the desk, because that's just awkward for her, and it's awkward for the camera, and there's no point, and that's suggesting that she's there to do something that she's not. I'm the commentator of the John Campea Show. You know, I'm not looking. You know, some people made the assumption that I'm looking to make the John Campea Show a big panel show again. I'm not. I'm not looking to recreate AMC Movie Talk, which I already created. I'm not looking to recreate Collider Movie Talk, which I already created. I'm not looking to do that. This is the John Campea Show. And, you know, whenever I do add in another commentator, I inevitably get a lot of complaints from people saying, John, this works best when it's just you. So that's what we're doing. So anyway, there's that. But I just wanted to share all that with you about my thoughts on the kickoff. I'm thrilled with the kickoff. We had some technical slips, but I thought we were going to have much worse. And our Friday numbers were like the best Friday numbers. Now, a lot of people want to tune in to see the new studio, but normally our Fridays is our lowest viewed show. It's always been that way ever since back in the AMC Movie Talk days. Fridays are the lowest viewed days. And we had one of our better Friday viewerships, which was great. We'll see how it goes this week. But anyway, I'm really happy with the way things went. Thank you guys for your patience and hanging in there with me. I'll talk to you all later. Thanks again for being Patreon supporters, guys. You guys make everything that I do possible. So thank you again, and I'll check in again later. See ya.